a lot of voices coming from the treetops. A lot of them. It's like a mixture of different species. Very interesting. I can definitely hear some yellowhammers in there. But it's like a whole meeting of them. Very interesting. And I can't really see them. Well, I don't have my glasses, so that's probably not as surprising, but there's a whole lot of them. There's a woodpecker. There's foraging. Not see him either, or her. I'm not sure if it's a female or male. And there's a buzzard calling from over there, and I believe that was not a jay. Yeah, that's a buzzard. Wow, the forest is alive and loud today. What's happening? Incredible. Nothing new at the gamekeeper's feeder, it seems. Yeah. Some more birds flying in. Wow, there's like a whole convention of birds here. That's pretty cool. Okay, we've heard a blackbird there. There's a nuthatch. I hear gray tit. Wow. That is something. And they're not singing. They're like, it's like a commotion, you know? They're like talking, essentially, you know? It's not even like alarm calls. No. They're just talking. It's like various different contact calls and interesting. Sometimes I'm thinking like, how would it be if we could understand the language of animals, you know? That would be so, I mean, for me, that would be so cool. I would love that, you know? That would be, Or maybe it would be overwhelming, you know? Maybe it would be crazy, you know? Maybe it would drive you mad, you know, if you could understand every single animal. Yeah, man, maybe it would be very overwhelming. Now there is a brilliant song coming up from over there. It's cool, very cool. So let's get closer. Yes. Now this, hold on. Okay, we're getting a little quote-unquote photobombed or audio bombed by a gray tit now. Because that's a gray tit. That's like a classic gray tit. You know, this. Exactly, that's a gray tit. Thank you, gray tit. You're awesome. Love you. I'm gonna get an autograph later, but I was going for a different song. And we're not hearing it anymore. But there was a yellowhammer, and it was a classic one, you know, like yesterday we've heard the yellowhammer that was like rehearsing. Oh, that wasn't yesterday, it was 2 days back. And that one, he was not rehearsing, he was like singing, you know, the whole, like the real thing, you know, the actual spring song. But we're getting it from the left side. It's not very audible. Now he started again. Wow, now you heard the green woodpecker? My God, it's so overwhelming. It's crazy. Now there's a missile thrush from over there. Holy damn. You know, this is the thing. This is one of the things that, sorry? Yeah, now we're hearing them pretty well. That song, yes, that's a yellowhammer. That, it's like this. Again, yeah, they're gray tits. And that's a yellowhammer. Yeah, well, we're gonna hear him more clearly for sure. It's really, really, like, these days are extremely difficult, especially for beginners, people that try to learn bird songs. These are the type of days and mornings when you are just like what am I supposed to, like, what am I supposed to pinpoint first? What am I supposed to listen to? You know, it's like a complete, a beautiful symphony of different songs and voices and calls, but it's extremely overwhelming, you know, because there are so many species singing on top of each other and so many calls and everything. This happens, you know, I mean, it's like literally today is the middle of well, probably yesterday was the middle of March, you know, but it's the middle, sorry, March, that's the thing, February, it's the middle of February, and this is happening, you know. This is usually a thing that comes later in March, you know, like this morning dawn chorus. And I feel like this is kind of all the commotion, I feel like the birds are kind of like rehearsing for it, because it kind of does feel like spring, you know. It's very warm. There are earthworms crawling out. I saw them on the road, and they're crawling out in the middle of February. It's like, whew, you know. And it's really, really warm. I don't have my cap on, like, you know, it's like, really does feel like spring, and there is this moisture in the air that is not really wintry, and all the birds are singing. So yeah, I think all the commotion is probably because, I don't know, maybe the birds were like, hey guys, like, what do you think, is it spring already, or what, like, what is this, you know, like the intensity of if daylight is like low, it shouldn't be spring, but it feels like spring. What do you guys think, you know? Have you consulted the yellowhammers? And they're like, no, well, let's ask them. And yellowhammers, I mean, man, I don't know, like the green woodpecker from over there said it's like not the time yet, so I don't know who to trust really. Should I trust my instincts or senses, or should I trust the gray tits who say like, yeah, it's spring already, you know? Listen to them sing. So I feel like it was something of that sort. Of course, that's my human take on what the animals are up to, which might be completely wrong, but and most likely is. But yeah, that was crazy back there, you know. And it can be extremely overwhelming for someone who tries to learn bird songs. And I've heard that many times from people that I've had a bird walk with. And I've heard it on the ornithology courses, you know, like people are very overwhelmed, and I'm not surprised. I was overwhelmed too, you know. I mean, I hear the species, of course, so I am like, I'm hearing the different distinctions between them, and I already know them. So for me, it's like you know, fragment of the overwhelmed feeling, you know, as if you do not know the voices and you're trying to learn them. It can be really hard, but what my tip for these moments are, you know, carry your smartphone with you and have an app. If you're living in Europe, have an app that is called Colin's Bird Guide. It's an amazing app. It's I've had different apps when I was starting out, because I had Android, and I think Colin's Bird app back at the time was not out. So I had some free apps, which is fine, by the way. I think there are some like bird songs of Europe. You can definitely for sure find some app that is for free that has, if you don't have internet, offline voices. If you have internet and you don't have to, you know, really care about that. But I never had a connection on my phone, you know, still don't. I only can connect to a Wi-Fi somewhere, and I do not intend to get, you know, data for my phone. I don't know. I don't feel like I need it. I don't feel like I want it really. It feels kind of good to disconnect, you know. And even when I have my phone with me, you know, I can call people, I can message people, but it feels good to be disconnected from internet and, you know, all that. So if you don't have data, which I probably doubt you probably do have, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's great to have an app that you can download the voices offline into the app and listen to that at any point, any given point, whether you have a connection or not. And Colin's Bird Guide offers that. You can download all the voices that are in the app and you can listen to them without being connected. And that app is amazing. There are all the species that you can find in Europe, and there are amazing illustrations, you know, just like in the book, which are much better than photographs to learn the species from. Illustrations are definitely superior when you're learning how to identify birds. And then you have the voices, and most of the species don't only have the song, it also contains the call, you know, the alarm call, flight call, etc., you know. And I think it's even labeled, you know, song, alarm call, and so on. And what I recommend is to carry your phone with you. Have a recorder ready as well. I mean, inside the phone I have an app to record audio, and pinpoint, like focus on one singular voice, you know. Like right now we're hearing a voice over there. Right now here it's easy because we're hearing one single song from over there. And that is a coal-tit, Periparus ater. That's a species of tit, like very tiny, that lives in coniferous forests, you know. That is its habitat. And that is the song right there now. But say you don't know, so you're gonna hear that, and I remember what I was doing when I was starting out. I recorded that song, you know, I recorded it, and then, you know, I was trying to figure out what kind of voice it is, you know, what kind of a song it is. You know, of course, it's great if you can see the bird as well, which in the forest is quite difficult because the birds are usually very high up in the treetops. But the recording helps immensely, you know, because you can get back to your home and then you will research it, you know. You've got the recording, so you can listen to all the different voices. You can search for, I don't know, birds in the forest, like birds of European forests, you know, or something like that, and you'll get an article, or you'll find a list of birds that live in the forest, and you listen to those songs, you try to match it with the recording you have, and the moment you find it, you're like, bam, you know, that is this bird that I've heard. And for me, that works so brilliantly because I remember that, like, I don't want to say forever, but I never forgot it again, you know. Like, I knew, wow, okay, this is coal-tit. And from that moment, this whole research process that I've done made me to lock it inside my mind and not forget it, you know. And what you can do live, let's say, right in the spot, is to take your app out, and that is brilliant, you know. And I think I wasn't doing that in the beginning because I didn't have such a great app. But now you can get it and you can have it from the start. Is that you can take your phone and you kind of have to know a little bit what you're looking for, you know. You kind of have to have a hunch. But you don't really have to. You can just go through the birds and listen to those songs and try to match it in the outside in the forest or whatever you are. Try to match it with the song you're hearing, you know. So you're gonna press play, you listen to the song. No, that's not that. So you move on to another bird, and you try to match it with the bird you're hearing. Of course, now that bird doesn't have to sing forever. I mean, that coated, you know, like flew somewhere and it's not singing anymore. But you know, at certain point when you progress and you learn more and more, you'll know like which group you're looking for, kind of, and you're ready to have that app and try to match it with what you're hearing. And matching it like this also makes you remember it much easier, you know, and better. So that is my recommendation. If you're trying to learn bird songs, get Collins Bird app. It is Collins Guide, I think it's called, or yeah, you're definitely gonna find it. It's got a bird in the picture of the, like a tern, like a white bird on a black background, and it's pretty pricey app. Probably you're gonna be surprised by the price of it, you know. It's a lot, you know, but imagine this, that you're, you know, gonna buy it and download it. You're never gonna need another app, or you don't even need a book, you know, because frankly to me it feels better to carry something that you always carry with you, like a phone. And not only that, but you can search within the app, you know, whereas if you have a book, it takes a long time before you find it and you need to be quick when you're out. So searching is essential, and you're gonna find what you're looking for immediately because you have a search, you know, functionality there. And not only that, the book cannot sing, you know, whereas the app can. So once you buy that, you're never gonna need anything else. And I never did need anything else ever again once I bought it, you know. And the book costs about the same, you know. So it's definitely worth buying it, you know. So that's my recommendation for today, yeah. And we can talk a little bit more about identifying bird songs and learning them as the spring draws closer, you know. I mean, it feels like it's spring now, but it's definitely not. The winter's gonna hit again. I'm sure it must, you know, because it's the middle of February. So this is definitely not spring. It cannot be, you know. So I believe there's gonna be cold temperatures coming, and there's going to be frost that's going to hit, and probably even snow and everything. But as the spring progresses, we can discuss this a bit more. But for today, Collins Bird app guide, or whatever it is called, highly recommend it, really, to go and buy it and download it. So yeah, I'm signing off for today.